So I'm going to go to countdown.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell.
Live chat. And FYI, get ready. It is ad heavy today. Black Friday sale here. Paste. And then I've got to what is that one about? Why is that up there? Morning, Jake. Oh, it's a savvy trader. I'm locked in on savvy trader. My heart starts to pound. Podcasting. Why doesn't this? Oh, reset today. So let's see, total return in this portfolio. The best one is Credo at 116%. IBIT is underperforming. Let's see, let's compare it to where do I compare? There we go. I'm still beating. Yeah. I'm still beating SPY. I've got to edit. I'm going to do the countdown a little bit more because I've got to edit Linktree. I've got to put in the Trendspider. Let's see, save up to 70%. The Black Friday sale is amazing. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. And every morning I wake up to the sound. There we go. Of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock day trading, podcast in my ears. I think it should update. There we go. Okay, now I can bring you over. Morning, Jake. Oh, boy. Big show. Yesterday was a great show, I thought. By the way, today, we're diamond hands again. Diamond hands with coffee. I didn't use FinViz. Let's see. Let's do the screener again here. We're going to do the index, S&P. We're going to do technicals. Let's do something within 5% from highs. Oh, 5% or more. Let's see. 0 to 3% below high. Let's see. 44 names are within their 3% of their 52-week high. And if we look at yesterday, did any of these outperform? Yep. Seagate outperformed. Micron outperformed. I mean, look at the top 6 yesterday that are all within 0 to 3% of their 52-week high. Applied Materials, Western Digital, Lam Research, Micron, Seagate, Google. So, I mean, it's just, you know, what can I do? Morning, DL. Morning, Josh. Yeah, and I'm not going to bring that up, but I will bring up the best buy in the freaking market is Meta. I don't think that there's anything that I need to. And target's 4.6%. Penn ESPN agreed to terminate online sports. Wow. So Penn now has gone through Barstool Sports and ESPN. Interesting. This is new? I don't think this is new. Huh. I don't know that that's new. Oscar, I think, popped. Oscar popped 8% on earnings. Minus 53 misses by 3 cents. Revenue 2.9 missed by 90 million. But again, it's my guess, and again, it's just a guess. The short interest is 17%. So maybe they said, hey, we're partnering with OpenAI on the call. I don't know. But the big news of the day, by the way, if I'm just going to get this out here, and it will be heavy in the podcast, because let me see. Let me make sure the screen is set up correctly. We'll go to the 4 hour, and we'll put that in. Oh, I need to update. We'll go back to the 4 hour, and we'll run it. AppLovin is up 8% in pre-market, just so you know. Risk reward, Oscar's a bigger risk in my mind than AppLovin. I mean, that, to me, that's just a risk. Now, one that's not a Hood. Hood had one of the greatest earnings of their quarter, and the market took it down by like 5 or 6%. That was crazy to me. I mean, it's coming back, but that reaction was nuts for that quarter. I mean, I'm perfectly happy buying at the 139 that I bought, 138 on that dip. So, listen, if you want a catalyst, the morning catalyst will be, hey, the Supreme Court may not love tariffs. That would be, I mean, not only did you lose the election because of the tariffs, and the government shutdown, and I'm not saying anything that the Republicans haven't said. They lost the election based on the tariffs and the government shutdown. So don't come at me with you're partisan. Okay. But I mean, all I care about is Apple. Apple's at 269. 6.7. Okay. I'll go into, I'm not going to do scans just because I've got so much to talk about with earnings and Tesla. And I've got one that I was watching YouTube live this morning. If I didn't say it, morning, Wendy of Jacob. But I was watching YouTube live this morning, and the guy was trading. He had like 200 subscribers, and I think there were 5 people watching. STGW, Stagwell. Okay. This one is up 55% in the pre-market. Now, I don't know why. It's earnings related. If we turn on this. And what was interesting was when you look at this, God, I hope he got out before this, because I said, at 7 a.m. when I was watching him, he brought this one up and I said, buy it all day long. And I don't know what he was using, whether it was TradingView. It wasn't Trendspider, but I think it was TradingView. But he bought it. And I said, yeah, hey, buy it. And I was telling my girlfriend while we were sitting on the couch, God, I hope, I think I said that. I don't know. But I may have said it to myself. God, I hope he gets out before this thing breaks under I use the 9-day for confirmation, but he had one moving average on there. I think it was 9. It could have been 8. It could have been 7. Could have been 5. I just don't know. But he had a line like this. And I said, here's the thing. I used to trade with, I think, anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000. Okay. So I'd take a $10,000 to $50,000 position in something like this. And when I saw confirmation, I would essentially buy it. And I would say, okay, this candle, it's above the close is above the last candle. We have a bullish momentum there, and I want to get in. So I would get in, say it's $6. Then I would be sitting there waiting. Now, the goal would be to make $1,000 a day. So if I made my $1,000, I was out. But if I had $50,000 in this, as this candle broke down below and we started to close down, and if I made at least $1,000, I'm out. So, again, if you want to make $1,000, and I told my girlfriend, if you want to make $1,000 in the market, in this market, I don't think it's that difficult. You just got to find these particular things, and you set up, give me a scan in the pre-market. Or all hours. You can do extended hours of any stock that's up more than 5% in one candle, and you'll typically find these. So that was the problem before I had Trendspider. When I was really day trading on Active Trader Pro, I had to search for those names, and that was tough, but it wasn't impossible. That's why I say the tools that I have just make it a lot easier for me to do things like this. But we'll go over that particular trade. We will go over Tesla's earnings, the shareholder meeting today. We'll go over earnings. I've got Duolingo, I've got Robinhood, I've got Qualcomm, and kind of the reaction. DoorDash got wrapped up in the meta style stuff. Lyft responded the way I thought Uber would respond to their earnings, but Lyft is up 6%. I think it was up as much as 10%. ARM beat, Unity Software beat, AppLovin killed it, just killed it, up 7% in the pre-market. Snapchat, which I said was a $10, I may have dropped it too fast. I said Snapchat's a $10 stock. It's up 20%. That's typically what happens with Snapchat on decent earnings. There was a favorite of mine during 2020 to trade, and that was Lemonade. This one, I'll show you a long-term chart of it, but they had really good earnings. Really good earnings. Meta, I'm going to buy the dip on that one. The most oversold NASDAQ 100 stocks. We learned about PEG. Let's learn about RSI. Steve Kress, I'm going to go into the Black Friday sales, which you should have on your watch list because they've started. And Steve Kress is outlining, hey, the 2026 stocks I'm going to go over. Alpha Picks, we'll go over this. This is a screenshot of, and I'll put it in the newsletter. But these are just the stocks since June. 49%, June 16th, July 1st, 41%, July 15th, 25%. I probably should update that with you because these were up huge yesterday. This wasn't even at the end of the day. I'm sure they're up. I don't know. You know what? Let me see. Where's my phone? I got to put on my Do Not Disturb because I have some West Coast friends who said they can't sleep. And that usually indicates a phone call, which I don't want. Let's see. We're going to go to Alpha Picks in my Seeking Alpha app. We're going to go to Portfolio. And we're going to sort by picked. Okay, let's see. Return 7.92, 24.5. 18.7, down 13.9, up 13%, up 7.8, up 57.9, up 25.5, up 50 instead of 41, 50 instead of 41, and up yeah. So it's not much different. There's a couple that's different. I won't worry about it. Morning, Olga. Morning, Lisa. And just to piss off 6 7 just to make people angry. The AI rally, is it a bubble? I mean, Daryl Perkins puts it, he says, hey, here's the things that may pop it. Stocks, I mean, we're kind of hoping that the Supreme Court, I mean, those questions yesterday were pretty damning. Hey, in August, I kind of outlined that I thought memory was going to kind of take a bid. It absolutely did. Seagate was up 10% yesterday. Western Digital up 5%. Micron up 8%. U.S. job cuts kind of seen as going up, which, again, we've added in the Fed, and that kind of means that, hey, we could get a December rate cut, and we'll talk about the PE. I will talk about listeners in the chat. Let me just go to the chat window here. That was a legendary Okay. If Larry's here, he's getting a shout out, or Eli. Okay. Let's go to the home. Datadog soars after Q3 beat. 22%. I mean, let me just give you this is on a watch list that I have. I should have been buying this one. I mean, the 4-hour algorithm trades great on this, and this is the key. Go and look at the history of this one, because this one could go to 200. It's high 199 back here in November 2021. And it's trading in pre-market at 189. I mean, do I have to bring it up again? An alpha pick that I've kind of said, hey, this one, it's got to get through that 151. It's got to get through that. So far this week, we're seeing a down 3% this week. But it's got to get through that. But if it gets through that 151, I don't see a hell of a lot of stoppage until you get to 379 there. Now, if we bring this back, who's still holding up at that price? Let's say if we bring this back to here, there's not a lot of people holding up at that price. So it's got to make its way through volume, got to make its way through resistance. There's a lot on this chart that it needs to make its way through, but it's not like the indicators are super expensive, extended. Morning vacation, guy. So I own Netflix. I like it. I mean, it's at $1,100. It's got a gap up here between... DJ, what are your thoughts? I mean, rather than me giving my thoughts, I've held Netflix before they announced the split. Does the split make a difference to you personally? Because if you buy one share now, you're going to have 10 shares later. But the price doesn't change. But does the market perceive that as a cheaper stock? Back in the day, splits were used. Back in my day. Let me get in my rocking chair. But back in my day, splits were used so you could buy the stock more cheaply because there weren't fractional shares. Now, the only major brokerage that doesn't let you buy fractional shares is Schwab, which I can't imagine having my money in Schwab and them telling me, Credo's not in the S&P 500. You can't buy 19.5 shares. You have to buy full shares. I can't imagine something like that. But I'm a little more active than most people. The guys who are on the Tesla, the high net worth guys on Twitter who were pressuring Schwab. And by the way, I was so pissed. The CIO of Charles Schwab, he was the CEO of investments. He's not the CEO of Schwab, of investment. I mean, bankers all have these crazy fucking titles so that they can feel like they're important. But he was on CNBC yesterday, and Wapner asked him, did the pressure from those high net worth Tesla investors of moving, did that affect your decision? No, we have a process that bullshit. That guy, if that guy worked for me, you're fired. Be honest about it. Why did we make the change? He never answered why they actually voted for it. They voted for it because there was billions of dollars that would have been pulled out from Schwab Money Management. And they know you can go anywhere. Robinhood, in fact, Vlad jumped on this and said, hey, if you want to move your Tesla shares, if you move something over to us and you have at least one Tesla share, this is why I love Hood. Vlad said, we'll match your portfolio by 2%. Move it over to us. We will match 2% of your portfolio. I want management like that. I don't want some douche going on CNBC and saying, hey, our customers said they wanted us to vote for it, but we don't listen to our customers. We make the best fiduciary decision that we can. Bullshit. What a douchebag. Again, what an asshole. I hate that guy. Man, I hate that guy. He should be gone. Really should be gone. Now, why won't it run the 4-hour here on Hood? I know what they're going to tell me. They're going to tell me you need to log out. It's what's called noisy neighbors. But Hood, I can't believe Hood was down. I mean, with management like that and the performance that they had, I can't believe it was down. But Larry, you're getting a shout out today, by the way. Morning, Fort Fox. Okay, I'm going to hit record because I didn't do a thumbnail today, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do for a thumbnail. Maybe I should do Gary at a Black Friday sale. We'll start with QQQ, okay. Good morning. It is Thursday, November 6th. Today, big show. I will forewarn you, I am going to go heavy into Trendspider because they just started their Black Friday sale. So get ready. It's going to be chart heavy, and it's going to be what are the benefits of this? They are giving you 70% off. 70% off. That $64 is what you used to pay for the standard. This comes with 52 training sessions per year, once a week. We will go over the math on this one because it is such a good sale. And they're throwing in goodies like Sidekick, one free premium indicator, 1 year of Signal Stack. We will go over all of that. I will go over listeners. I didn't ask them to do it, but they're throwing in testimonials about how good their year has been because of Trendspider and the Seeking Alpha bundle. We'll go over all of that. We will go over why earnings aren't driving the market higher. This was asked on YouTube yesterday. I did a bit more deep dive. We will go over that and what could go higher. We'll go over some of this. And Alpha Picks. We'll go over yesterday's phenomenal performance and just the history of Alpha Picks and the top 2025 stocks. Steve Kress yesterday wrote an article. They are up 45% on average. That's the average point. If you just bought one of each, you're up 45% year to date. That's blowing away the index, which I think the S&P is up like 13%. And you're up 45% and you paid just a little bit of money? Get out of here. You learned about PEG and beta. I'll show you RSI. What's one of the most oversold NASDAQ 100 stocks that I just bought? We'll go over that. What about past retail favorite, Lemonade? We'll go over that one. And then we're going to go into earnings and we'll go over the Tesla pay package with the shareholder meeting today, but also a trading tip. I was watching YouTube Live and I saw this kid trading a stock that was up 50%. So we're going to go over that. Now, what you're looking at here is Trendspider, okay? You see me use this every day. And the black, I've been telling you for a week now, I didn't know the date that it was coming up. They don't tell me what the sale is. I just know Black Friday's coming up, and Trendspider always starts their Black Friday early. Now, where do you go to order this? The first thing you're going to do is go to linktr.ee/daily stock pick. And the reason you go there is because it's a cookie-based system. It puts you into my affiliate package. And when you go over there, anytime you click, I have to be the last click. Don't go out looking for coupons. There is no better offer in the market. I am one of their lead affiliates. That's why I'm on their channel all the time. They ask me to be on there a lot. So again, this is a great deal. Let's just go over this. Why this is phenomenal. Well, the price goes up in 3 days. You better order between now and Sunday because the price goes up. This is a decaying offer. It's not going to be 70%. It's going to move to 65%. So if you want to continue to save, buy early. Now this advanced tier, you are looking at prices, not per month, but it is on the annual plan. This is what it equals out to be. So this top tier, and I steer people towards this top tier. Remember, the last sale, this was like $94, and the sale before that, it was like $120. You're getting this tier for $64 a month when you pay for the entire year. Now, this is incredible because you get 20 open workspaces, which means you can design different charts on 20 different workspaces and just click back and forth. You get 100 trading bots, which is phenomenal because you can use that on 1 free year of Signal Stack Premium, which means you don't even have to set the buy and sell order. You can just hit a button and boom, it buys and sells for you. 400 alerts, okay? 365 days out. I don't even have that. I have to reset mine every 90 days because I'm only on the premium plan as an affiliate. That's phenomenal. 1 minute charting. I get that. 1 minute back test. I don't back test for 1 minute, but you know what? If you're going to scalp, like I'll show you at the end of this video, at the end of this episode, you want 1 minute scanning. 25 Sidekick messages, but they're giving you 1 month of Sidekick AI for free. So you're getting a bump up. And then you get priority support. But the most important thing are the 52 training sessions per year. And this isn't like some course that you sign up for and you get a video of. You schedule this with a Zoom meeting with a product expert. Okay, so let me break this down. Because this is the key. At $64 per month, you break that down. And you look, divide it by 4 because average each month is 4 weeks. So once a week, you take a training session. At $64 divided by 4, just think about it. You're getting the Trendspider. That's less than $15 per training session. And you get Trendspider software for free. That's not including the cost. It's less than $15. Name a professional tool that you can get one-on-one Zoom training on to ask any question that you want. Not in a group. Not in a group. One-on-one. It's amazing. You need to act now. If the top tier, if that's $64, that's $700 per year, is too much, go down to $500 per year. But look at the different benefits that you get because the difference in price may be worth it. So don't underspend. And when you get any of these tiers, you get, again, look at the top, you get Sidekick AI. You get a free Chande indicator, which is like a $50 value, and 1 year of Signal Stack, which I think is like a $200 value. When you sign up for any yearly subscription, any of these 4 plans, you don't need to be on the highest tier. You get my 4-hour algorithm. You get all my custom watch lists. You get all the scanners that I use daily. The savings that you get is more than you will pay for the service. Don't miss on that. Don't sleep And if you have this on your Christmas list, tell somebody, because you can start using it before Christmas for the next year. This is the sale that you want, so don't miss it. And I want to go over some things yesterday because I was getting ready for the show and I heard from a listener who is a founding member, and founding members, they pay a lot more for the newsletter. But I've gotten to know him and we're personal friends. Super nice. He said my rants are the most fun part of this podcast, but he also wanted to tell everybody. And he said, you should be more forceful about it. He got Trendspider in the Seeking Alpha bundle a year ago. It's changed his life. He has made tremendous amounts of money. He told me about ETFs he bought that he killed it on based on his research in Seeking Alpha and then using the 4-hour algorithm. He talked about defense and quantum, where his research led him to specific stocks. Didn't feel comfortable with it. He went with ETFs because they're less volatile than the single stocks. It's just a reminder that if you listen to me for a long time, stuff sinks in. The 4-hour algorithm is such a good tool in Trendspider, and the Seeking Alpha bundle complement makes life so easy, making sure that you know exactly what you're investing in. And FYI, I didn't ask about this. I put in a thread last night on Substack, and I said I'm working on tomorrow's podcast, and I'm going to highlight alpha picks because this is what I was working on. And I thought I overbought the Monday pick. If you go and watch on the newsletter, okay, go and watch the alpha picks live. This particular one right here, alpha pick scalping. I was pissed. I was like, I think I overbought this. I'm up 10% on that one. So I was a little bit pissed. And that's all I wrote on this. And then Larry and Eli, they come in. And in the newsletter, I'll block out their name, but you can go into the chat and just look at them. So if you are interested in these services and you don't believe me, say you don't believe me, just go and ask some of the other listeners about who have gotten it. Okay? Because I have thoughts about doing testimonial videos, but I think that's over the top. Most people tune in for the stocks. So again, this is a little heavy on the sales, but Trendspider sale is out there. The Alpha Picks one is coming. I don't know the date, but it is coming. But do not wait on Trendspider. Remember, the link tree is where you get everything. But get the Trendspider deal. That's the thing. So I just want to put that out there in front. I'm sorry for the ad for anybody that didn't want to listen to it, but I do think it's important to point out the Black Friday sale is the greatest sale that you will get. The greatest one. Now let's talk about the markets. Because yesterday on YouTube Live, one of the listeners pointed out, and it was after I recorded the podcast, hey, why are these earnings so good and why aren't markets going higher? So I know the answer to this. It's because of the multiple on the S&P. So I went to a tool that everybody has, which is Perplexity. I don't subscribe to Perplexity. I don't pay them. So this is 100% everybody has access to this. So you don't have to pay for this tool. This is about me just having some knowledge. But you could ask AI, hey, why are earnings not pushing it up? The PE. The price to earnings ratio, okay? The price to earnings ratio as of August was 28.8 for the S&P. And if you read through this explanation, that is very elevated. It's above historical, both long-term and short-term, but it's nowhere close to the highs that we saw in the 2009 housing crisis where the PE was like 113. Okay, it's 28. With earnings increasing, that PE comes down. So the market, while it's not going up, it's getting cheaper because earnings are getting higher. It's still not cheap, but it's cheaper, which means that if we continue to see the hyperscaler spending, that AI continued growth, this should push the market higher. A healthy market will have pullbacks. And I say, have the most recent earnings in October for the S&P increased, pushing the PE down somewhat? Yes. Showed strong earnings. Approximately 83 of the companies beat earnings per share with a blended earnings growth of 9.2% to 10%. This marks the 9th consecutive quarter of earnings growth for the index. Again, Growing it makes it cheap. But a healthy market will have pullbacks. We just haven't seen that. Go and look at a monthly, go and look at a weekly chart, go and look at a monthly chart. We haven't seen a pullback. This is the first red candle since March on month. And by the way, we're only down 1.8. The dips are being bought. Nobody knows where the market will be in 1 month, 1 year, or 5 years, but it's likely to be higher just based on assumptions. Think about it. Earnings, higher. Economy, it's strong, as we saw yesterday with job growth. Now you're seeing some news this morning about job weakness, but we don't have job numbers. But the one thing that you know, and this is out there, and go and ask AI about it. Don't fight the Fed is the saying. While they may pause in December, it's clear Trump is putting someone in there next year that will absolutely reduce rates. They will be lower. And December's rate cut may be more likely. Because as you're looking at the news, year to year U.S. job cuts, top 1 million, that's cuts exceeding 2024's full year goal. So again, are jobs getting hit? We don't have the government data, so the Fed may pause in December, but they may be behind the ball. Because when the government actually opens and we see those numbers, they may be forced to do a December rate cut. Now, what's going higher? Well, I published on the newsletter in August. I said, hey, AI names, and this is just memory. Seagate was up 10% yesterday. If you look at where I recommended this one back in August, this has been a great one. I alerted paid subs to it right here at $155. You're at $275 today. I'm sorry. In pre-market, it is $282. You have almost doubled your money if you were a paid subscriber and you took the risk. Now, I wrote that I like WDC, Western Digital, better. I also said, hey, SanDisk SNDK is a great one. But again, do your own research. And that's what the tools are for. You can see Seagate's a hold, Western Digital's a strong buy, and Micron's a strong buy. Now, if you want to see a rally, this is the rally that we've been waiting for. If the Supreme Court pushes back on Trump's ability to actually do tariffs, you will see this market rise. And the odds of the Supreme Court upholding Trump's tariffs have cratered on the prediction markets. Just, hey, they think the prediction markets, they think the Supreme Court will say Trump doesn't have the ability to actually put tariffs on stuff. And what are stocks doing today? They rise. They rose. But that's just on the assumption. Imagine if it actually comes through. But if you think that this is a bubble, AI rally shows familiar bubble signs, but market crash not imminent. Dario Perkins, and he points it out. The good news is that if the AI bubble bursts soon, say within the next 12 months, it's likely to have some big systemic implications. The stock market would sink, but there would be no reason to fear a genuine financial crisis or deep recession. Yet a longer lasting melt up would have more serious consequences. Again, he's saying if we melt up and we go up another 20% next year, maybe you could be dealing with a big one. But as of right now, everything seems to be okay. And if the bubble bursts, it's not a long-term bubble. It's a short term. You're not going from 2000 to 2010 until you get back to these levels. Understand what you hold, understand what you have, and understand what the companies are like. And when the bubble bursts, maybe you go over here. You know, STX. Just look at a monthly candle of STX. Well, look at it. If that were the S&P, would you be comfortable with this? Maybe not. Would you be comfortable with in May? Would you be comfortable if the S&P was at 100, it going to 300 by the end of the summer? Maybe not. Maybe not, but the S&P hasn't gone from 100 to 300. It's just gone up by about 20, 30, 40%, which is a lot. But remember, we were so beaten down in an economy that was strong. So I pointed out yesterday, Alpha Picks. I went over this yesterday. It's outperformed since 2022. It's rules-based, so there's no fluff, or I think this is a good one. It's rules-based. They sell it and they buy it based on rules. It gives you a new stock pick on the 1st and the 15th of each month. You just need to buy a 1% position, and they tell you when to sell. Now, yesterday, there were 14 stocks in my Alpha Picks portfolio that were up more than 3%. 5 of those 14, I personally have more than a 100% gain in my portfolio. Again, recognizing that any dip in this market is being bought. And the Alpha Pick that I bitched about, I just went over this on Monday. I finally hit a 10% gain yesterday. I have to decide if I'm going to sell it. But if you were on live with me and you were buying that stock and you bought a bunch of it because Gary said, ooh, he just bought a bunch of it. And then I bitched about it and you were like, oh, maybe I'm going to sell. I didn't sell. I never said I was going to sell. I said I was going to reevaluate it. And I haven't reevaluated it. It's just been going up. By the way, that gain just from Monday till here Thursday would have paid for 10 years of the Alpha Picks portfolio subscription if I had to pay. Again, there is no guarantees for these, but it's a rinse and repeat formula that I have done all summer. And this points it out. These are the picks since June. 11.3, the pick is up 7.76%. I'm up 10%. Some reason I got it cheaper. You know, picked on 10-15, 23%. Picked on 10-1, 17%. This is the only loss since June. And you can see all of the picks here. 616, 7-1. 616's up 49%, 7-1, 44. It's all there. So again, Alpha Picks is my pick where I'm putting a lot of money going forward. And yesterday, or this week, we've kind of gone over, Seeking Alpha, all of their stocks. Well, the 2025 stocks, and Steve Kress releases this every year. And I'll just scroll down here so you can see we're in the fear index. He goes over a lot of this stuff. And here's the top 10 stocks for 2025. They boast excellent fundamentals as of today. Again, excellent fundamentals. Have they all been winners? No. 2025 returns so far, AGX up 98%, CLX up 236%, Credo up 156%, DXP up 41%. You've got EAT, which is down, INTA, which is down, LRN, which is down, OppFi, which is up, PayPal, which is down, and Urban, which is up. So again, total portfolio return, 44.79%. Now he's done this since 2023. I don't know if he shows 2023 and 2022. I don't think so. But in Seeking Alpha, you can go back and look at it. That is why you want the bundle. We just went over Alpha Picks, but premium comes with that. And in January, you're going to have another event. So it's just, again, rinse and repeat. Are you doubling your portfolio every year? Maybe not with this type of style. But again, the risk reward for me and other listeners is there. The two tools I use, Trendspider, which is having the Black Friday sale, and Premium and Alpha Picks bundle, which is coming up next week or the week after, and you'll save a little bit more money. I don't know the offer, but they don't do huge discounts. So we learned about PEG ratio earlier this week. We learned about beta with the risk and reward, how far beta tests. And I told you to go, let's look at this. This is the top 10 NASDAQ most oversold stocks. This is RSI, Relative Strength Index, okay? These are the top 10. What I want you to do is go through these top 10 and tell me which one you think is actually oversold. They're all oversold, but which one has upside? There's one clear winner for me, and it's Meta, okay? And Trendspider points out, find your diamond in the rough. Meta, they just did trailing PE of 23. It's as low as it's been, and yet the stock price is as high as it's been. That means it's cheaper today than it was in July of 2023, where it was trading at $300. It's cheaper today than it was in yes, it's at $600. Now, you need to find a strategy. My strategy has been, I've got an alert right now. When the 4-hour algorithm tells me to get in, it told me to get out here. Instead, I bought. I thought this was a dip. I think easily this gap gets filled. The only reason that this is down is because of Zuckerberg's spending. That's it. But they are cooking up something. He doesn't have all that talent sitting in a closet somewhere. They are cooking something up. So I like Meta. And so I've got an alert in the 4-hour algorithm to buy it. Find a strategy that works. RSI, MACD. Look at the MACD, how low it is. Look at the RSI. The RSI is that bottom number. You're on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. They've expanded out. More than likely, they're going to contract. And when's the next move when they contract? We'll go and look at the weekly. Again, would you have bought back here back in April when the MACD was that low, when the RSI was that low? I did. What price did I get? Under $500. Do I think we're getting under $500 again? No. No. So again, I just bought a bunch and I will buy more. Find the tools that help you. And we'll go over a past retail favorite of mine. This was I used to trade this in 2020 all the time. Lemonade Insurance. This uses AI to determine your insurance rates. And what happened was during the Texas cold storm, I think it was 2022 or something, this one just crashed. And we can go and look at a chart on this one. Let's go and look at the historical chart where I used to trade this one. And this is the crazy part. In 2024, that's a 201% gain. But you go back, and the price back here in 2021, when I was trading this one, it is up at $182. We're just going to put a horizontal line in there. Because remember, I've said it all this week. Stock charts have memories. You had this golden cross of the blue line, that's the 50-day, across the 200. And the 200 is making a positive move. This weekly candle is a 30% move. The week before, 10% move. Is it a stock you want to buy? Well, the fundamentals look decent. They don't look great. But when you look at a 6-month gain of 162, maybe it's better. Maybe you want to find a strategy that works like the 4-hour algorithm. Makes you, on average, 180%. With your over the last 2 years. If you bought and held, you're up 642%. It got you in down here at 50. You're trading at 78 just a couple of weeks later. So again, find a strategy that works, use the tools that you have, and find these opportunities. And by the way, it's all about earnings now. You go over the biggest stock movers on Thursday, Fastly up 16%. Why? Earnings. Snapchat, I may have said it a little bit blasé yesterday. Snapchat is a $10 stock. What did they do on earnings? They blew it away. And what's it up? 17% in pre-market. Where's it at? Let's see, $8.50. Would I expect this to hold? Nope. But you're going up here towards this gap, which has already been filled. I don't expect it to hold. I don't use Snapchat as much as I used to. But they announced a deal with Perplexity. Again, an AI deal. Boom. They're in. Then you got MSTR because what? Pfizer's going to buy them. Then you've got the biggest losers. And what are these all? Earnings. 21% on ELF. Why? Issued full-year outlook that pointed to notable profit compression. Duolingo. Shares plunged after the company issued softer than expected guidance. Qualcomm shares fell after the company delivered better than expected results and issued above consensus as shared. But remember, they had a shares reacted to a $5.7 billion non-cash charge linked to the One Big Beautiful Bill, which reduced GAAP earnings. Qualcomm, they're taking on AMD and NVIDIA. This is a stock that I think gets to 193. Where is it today? 176. It's right along that support line, which was resistance, which is an all-time resistance right there. You can see it. Long-time resistance. If it's holding at 175, then more than likely the 193 is in there. But again, I'm not invested in this one. It is a quality stock, but it's not my choice for chips. My choice for chips are NVIDIA, Credo, and AMD. And that's it. It's a hold in the stock. You can analyze with AI and find out why the quant has it as a hold. And the quant updates every night. This particular report was just generated on 11/6, so it's right after their earnings. So it's fresh. But if you have Alpha Picks, you have AAP11. And AAP11 is up 7% in post-market. Why? Revenue growth target, self-serve platform gained traction, app beat and guided higher. It was brought down by a short report. And FYI, 4-hour algorithm had you in at 607. I had mentioned I wanted this under $600. Boy, it dipped on Monday to $589. Did I buy it? No. I should have. I have enough of it, but I need to add more. So I'm buying it at a higher price, $656 right now. Now it's high. We can put a little horizontal in the high right here. Let's see, 727 right there. We'll put that 721, 727 is it. So that right now is a resistance until it can get through that. But that's an all-time high. That's an all-time high. So that's going to be tough to get through. Now, Unity Software killed it. We'll go over a couple of these. Lyft killed it and had a much different reaction than Uber. I don't use Lyft. I use Lyft as a second thing. But they're seeing a huge increase in revenue and riders. So again, Lyft gets the benefit. Do I think Lyft is a better stock than Google? No, but the quant does because Lyft is a strong buy. Lyft is a super strong buy. Now, if you go and look at Uber, is Uber a strong buy? Yes. I'd rather have Uber. I think Uber's a $100 stock. At $92, you can easily make 8-9% right there. So I like that one. But another driver thing, DoorDash. DoorDash went the way of Meta. They started spending. And they got killed for it, down 11%. I think this was down as much as 20%. We can go and look at this, DoorDash. Because how does it trade in the 4-hour algorithm? It trades okay. I'm okay with 116% over 24 months. If you bought and held, you're up 232%. But what did it look like going into earnings? It looked weak. Would I have bought that going into earnings? 4-hour algorithm told me not to. Told me to get out with a little 2% loss. And now let's turn on the after hours and let's look at it. Because you've even gapped down a little bit. Now you've come back from 192 to 212. So I would tell you that probably 200 is not a bad price if you're looking for the short term to buy under and sell over. So if it gets under $200, maybe buy it and sell it over it. What does Wall Street think that it's worth? $294. But again, they're spending. That's the only thing that brought them down was spending. And one of my favorites, Robinhood. Beat, but expenses exceed expectation. I don't care about expenses. This was down like 5-6%. It's up 4% yesterday, but it got beaten down. I don't care about expenses. You know what I care about? When Schwab was sticking their heels in the ground saying, we don't know if we're going to vote for Elon's pay package. You know what Vlad and the management of Robinhood did? They offered a 2% match for anybody who transferred their portfolio, brokerage portfolio, not IRA. You could do any portfolio over there, but as long as you held one share of Tesla, they would do a match. That's the management I want. Earnings per share up 260% year over year. Revenue up 100% year over year. And it dips? Are you kidding me? No, this stock will go higher. I like it. Now, is it going to go higher today? Going into market open doesn't look like it. But I don't care. I'm here for the long haul, and it is expensive. FYI, this is expensive. The quant has it as a hold, but they've had it as a hold for a very long time, since 40 and 50. And if you look at the factor grades on the quant, the valuation's an F. It's worse than 6 months ago. Why? Because 6 months ago, the stock was 200%. It's gained 200%, 196% in 6 months. Of course, the valuation is going to be stretched, but their growth is better. Their profitability, better. Momentum, the same. It's A+. Revisions, they're about the same, a bleep B+, because one person brought their earnings per share down in the last 90 days. They are killing it. Why do I like this one? I just buy and hold. I still don't have a large enough position to feel comfortable, and I like it. But again, it is incredibly expensive compared to everything else. 79 times forward earnings. That's just expensive. Their PEG ratio is 3.26. But again, in this market, I think they have more of a growth trajectory than others. Qualcomm, we just went over Qualcomm. They beat, but the chips were down. This brought every chip down in the market. Every chip was down because of this. But again, Qualcomm, they're taking on AMD, and that's not priced into the stock yet. Now, Duolingo got destroyed. Why? Because their daily active users and paid subscribers missed. The CEO tried to spin this like, we're focusing on valued subscribers, not the overall subscriber. Even with this huge cash position that these guys have, it just hasn't done well. Now, the 4-hour algorithm got you out here with an 11% gain. It performs better than buy and hold. You can see it, 211% versus 83%. Again, if you hold this in your portfolio and you want to trade it on the 4-hour algorithm because it beats buy and hold, Trendspider is having a sale, just for instance. Now let's go over the pay package for Tesla, because today is the shareholder meeting. Shareholders have until midnight tonight to vote for Elon's pay package. What happens if it's denied? Well, I think the stock craters. Remember, Elon bought $1 billion worth of shares to try and manipulate and push this vote through, and it still may not be enough. If it's approved, I think the stock continues its trajectory. And it was up like 4 or 5% yesterday. It's at $461. Now, I will tell you that price is a little concerning, because you can see right back here, the 2021 price, the high was 414. So if I just move that up to 414, here we go. You can see we've eclipsed it once, but you went all the way from 436 down to $214. You will have to deal with extreme volatility in this stock. And that's why I like the 4-hour algorithm. Over the past 2 years, it doesn't beat buy and hold. If you go back and look at the history a little bit longer, it does beat buy and hold. Now, I have traded this one in the past. I have not listened to every signal that the 4-hour algorithm gave me. Like that 443, I didn't trust the 443. I didn't do it. Either way, I will tell you, this should get passed. Why? Because it's the most fairly addressed executive pay package. I am not a big fan of these executives getting paid a ton while the stock goes down. You look at the Target CEO. You look at some of the Starbucks CEO. All of those guys who were let go, their stock cratered, and yet they had these golden parachutes. Elon, this is not a golden parachute. If the stock doesn't perform, he doesn't get paid. What does that mean? As a shareholder, you are going to participate in that gain. And yes, his pay package will be priced into the stock. So he's got to even perform better. And by the time the company is at that size and he steps away, it might be a benefit for him to step away. But right now, it's not. So I think that the actual stock craters. Go and read this one. Tesla's 2025 CEO Performance Award, aligning vision, execution, and shareholder value. I completely agree with this. This is what a CEO's pay should look like. Yes, it's exorbitant. But back in 2016, 2017, when Elon's first pay package was approved, you can see everybody thought it was crazy. He did it. And then what happened? Buyer's remorse. And somebody brought a lawsuit and they were able to pull that money back. It's unfair. It wasn't good for business. It made Elon it made him buy Twitter. It made him get into politics. It made him really, really upset. I think he's one of the greatest leaders. And you know, he may not be a good person, but I don't care. He built a great car. He built a great company. He deserved that pay package. Now, I want to give you a trading tip because I tuned into YouTube Live. Some guy with like 200 subscribers was doing this trading. And I've got this, by the way, in the newsletter. You can go to the newsletter. You can go to the paid section. You can go to the education section and just look up confirmation. There's a search button right here that you can look up confirmation. But this particular stock, okay, STGW, may not look like anything that I would ever invest in because, again, it's upper left to bottom right. But this is a pre-market trading. And this particular trader had clearly had a system. And he was talking about support, resistance, and I'm watching this area and blah, blah, blah. Very similar to Ross Cameron. Well, this is a stock that pumped this morning. And it pumped very aggressively. And if you look at this, we can look at a 5-minute chart. That's usually what I'm pretty comfortable trading. I think this is what he was using. But again, confirmation simply means getting a moving average, and he had it. He had a moving average. And I remember telling either my girlfriend or myself, because I talk to myself a lot, but I remember STGW, I said at this point, I would buy it. Why? Well, it's up above the previous candle. It closed above the previous candle, and it looks like it's still moving, and it's above the 9-day. Very simple, and it's a very simple strategy. And when I was day trading, I was using Active Trader Pro. I wasn't using Trendspider. Trendspider just makes this easy and it makes it simple to use. But my trading tip is if you see something like this and you want to do it, I would typically trade between $10,000 and $50,000 positions. And I would look to be making at least $1,000 per day, not $1,000 per trade, $1,000 per day. And a setup like this is perfect. Because that first green candle right there, even if you bought on the open of the next candle, okay, the open of the next candle is $6.12. And then you get to this candle and you start to go lower. And say you sell at the low, which is $8.01. That's a really good gain on a $10,000 to $50,000 position that you added into. So again, it's all about sizing, and you could make this a weekly chart. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes. These are people that are just able to do this and able to find these things. Again, using a moving average to determine your confirmation. It's very simple. It's easy. But there's my trading tip for you because you listen to 40 minutes of my rant and you listen to my platform of, hey, Trendspider, it is the best platform out there. You could literally write in here a market scanner that says, find me any candle that is 10% higher than the close of the previous candle on any time frame. And it will scan for you. So say you hop on in the morning at 7 o'clock and you want to find out big movers. You can find those. Write the strategy. It is very simple and you can see it right here. Describe what you're looking after and AI will help you. It writes it for you. You know, the 4-hour algorithm on this stock, shit, I wouldn't use it. Again, it's a upper left to bottom right stock. It wouldn't be a stock that I would trade for long term. But today, because of their earnings, they were up 50% in that pre-market. It was a big, big mover. Don't care why. But you could literally write that market scanner and every day start trading like that. And I guarantee you, you will get better at it. Will you make money? That's the market's decision, not anybody else's. It's the market that decides if you make money. Because like I said, if you look at these candles, you better have gotten out pretty damn quick. Because if you bought on this second candle right here at the high at 688, and then you waited for this candle, where guess where the high, you're only at 771. Still you're making, but you would have had to sell it to the high. So understand what you're doing. And FYI, the 52 training sessions per year, they can give you some help on, hey, if I'm looking at this chart, what am I seeing? And you know what else will give you help? One thing that they're throwing in for free, which is Sidekick. Tell me what I'm looking at. Tell me where I should have bought and held. Tell me where the support and resistance are. Tell me. Again, it's never a guarantee for you to make money. But when you throw these tools in all together, you throw in the Trendspider platform, which is having its Black Friday sale. Do not wait on this. Pick one of these yearly subscriptions. Take a year. Actually learn this stuff. If you can't afford it, or if your portfolio is too small, put it on your Christmas list. Ask people to chip in. And then there's premium and seeking alpha, premium and alpha picks. This is a bundle. This is not on sale yet. It is coming up. I don't know when. Probably next week. But don't sit on the Trendspider and the charting. It is the most important tool that I can tell you has been. I built that 4-hour algorithm. Why? Because when I retired in January of 2020, I lost 40 to 50% of my portfolio over the next couple of months in COVID. And I said, I never want to do that again. So I wrote this 4-hour algorithm. I use it constantly with Apple, with adding and subtracting, with Amazon, which is a top 5 position in my portfolio. You can see it had you in here at 221. You're at 250 right now. I use it on Google. Had you in here at 247. You're at 284 right now. I use it on Robinhood to buy. You can see the alerts on Robinhood that I bought. I didn't buy this 152. I didn't feel comfortable with it. Got you out with a 17% gain. I didn't buy it on that one. I did buy on that 139. I use it on IBIT, and I will buy the dip on IBIT. I have bought at 63. I bought at 64. I bought at 66. I bought all that. I use this tool constantly. I am so confident in it that I give away my 4-hour algorithm when you sign up for and I got a message from a person the other day who's had it for like a month. He said, I can't believe you give this stuff away. So again, if you have any questions, everything's on Linktree, even my email address. I will talk to you tomorrow. See you, bye. Q-tip, that's the best thumbnail ever. That is the best thumbnail ever. Q-tip, you might have missed the me singing the Love Boat theme yesterday when I was showing that one off. It was a good show yesterday. I think that was a good show too. I think I'm heavy on the Trendspider sale. But last year I had it was my biggest month in November of sales. And the people who got the 52 trainings last year, they were super thankful because, and they may not have used, what the hell happened? Oh, what? Oh, that never went on, did it? Was I purple? I think I was. Oh, the battery ran out. That's what it was. It was running on battery. I think it was turned off. Why does it go to my crotch? By the way, you're getting a look at my all my hard drives. I feel better with the purple light behind me, but I think it turned off midway through. I don't know. Somebody will point it out on the, let's see. Oh no. It must have just gone off because it was there for the whole recording. Interesting. Oh, thanks, Wendy. I don't know, Wendy, did you buy Trendspider on the last Black Friday? I think you've had it for a while. That deal is amazing. And I know people will come to me who bought in like July and stuff. Why didn't you tell us? I don't know. But, you know, the money that you made from July till now, you probably paid back your Trendspider subscription. So you can't always say, well, I wish I would have waited. That's why I'm typically like, hey, anything you want, you should probably buy it now.
Good morning.
Okay. But I know there's some people who bought last Friday because it was a big, again, it was close to thousands, I think, of people that signed up last year at this time. And if you're one of those people that signed up last year and you're worried about this year's price increase, because there is a price increase, Trendspider is just so good at customer service. Rather than just canceling, you should message them. Just a tip. Just a tip. Now, let's see. We're going to go to Google, and I'm going to say upload file, and we'll give it the Gary selfie, and we'll say create a shopping scene in a mall with this person who is Gary, the host of the Daily Stock Pick podcast, and make it a Black Friday sale with shoppers going crazy looking through bins. It's a YouTube thumbnail, so be sure to leave space for text as a title and other things. But you can put fake logos on shopping bags and such of the shoppers and have Gary holding bags looking at the camera in the center of the scene. Again, you are only limited by your imagination. Yeah, Wendy, they are so good at customer service. That's the part. Oh, there we go. Remove the Black Friday sale text and title. There we go. I got to do my, maybe tomorrow I'll do the singing was good. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're going to download that. Then we're going to go to Canva. And templates. And we're going to put in YouTube thumbnail. And let's see. Where's a text that I would like? I could probably I bet this is gonna have, let's do this. Let's see if this yeah. Oh, we're going to highlight everything. group. There we go. Okay. Now I've got everything there. Oh, we're gonna upload. Where is my downloads? Holy shit, it's already done. Oh no, it's only halfway done. I was gonna say. Let's see. I probably can put this into photos and outline me. Let me see. I think what I'll do is I will remove this, and then I'm gonna send this over to my phone. Share, and then we will airdrop. I'm gonna edit this. There we go. Copy, paste, and can I delete this?
You had
Let's see. I don't know if I can set image as background. Oh, we're gonna have to delete that then. And I guess I can put me there. I wish I could remove me. Have a great day, Bob. Vacation guy. I see. I think, you know what? We'll just delete this and deal with what we have. I do have to edit and magic eraser. We're gonna edit that. Erase. And what is that? Erase. There we go. I don't know why that showed up. Oh no, not that one. Yeah, that's in there. Okay. We'll just leave Olivia up there. And we'll say, where's the Trendspider logo? There we go. And, oh, I don't have any text. Oh, I don't have any text. It's kind of crazy. So I need text. Let's get this. We will take that text, copy, and I like this one. What's the title of this? The title is Black Friday Bonanza. And we'll shrink this down. Do I have copy, paste, I think I need to say. And we'll seeking alpha. No, I don't like that one. We'll use this one. I like that, but let's get a different one. We'll use maybe I'll just use this, and no, I like this one. Customize, and then we'll copy, paste, and group. And we're going to shrink that. Morning, Apollo. Ungroup. Okay. Let's shrink it down. And we will shrink this like that. And
Are you still on?
I can be off.
Daisy is asking me something. I
Okay.
can't find out.
I'm gonna go. See you guys.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.